It is part of the skyline and the history of downtown Cleveland.
Oh, a staple in the heart of the city, celebrating a major milestone. It may be the First Presbyterian Church of Cleveland, but that place of worship holds a special place in the hearts of Northeast Ohioans, representing every religion.
And tonight, News 5 anchor Mike Brookbank gives us a look at the challenges of keeping the doors open and its unwavering commitment to our community.
It's witnessed a lot.
Surrounded by a sea of steel and concrete,
I feel like this place is a work of art.
in the shadows of towering skyscrapers,
We're very well known for our windows.
you'll find a beacon of light and hope
Cared for people in need.
that stands out from the modern architecture nearby, not just in its appearance,
The first church was built of stone on this site.
but also what it represents.
You can't write the history of Cleveland without the Old Stone Church.
The story of Old Stone now dates back 200 years.
In 1819, 10 men came together and spent $400 and bought this plot of land.
That parcel, in the heart of Public Square, sits at the corner of Ontario and Rockwell.
You should know that this building is not the original building.
A pair of devastating fires just 4 years apart forced the congregation to rebuild.
When we suffered the fire in 1884, there was time to pull out much of material, because the roof was burning, from the pulpit area.
This wooden pew,
It doesn't look like any of the others.
along with these stained glass windows, survived the flames.
These are priceless windows in the church.
Not just because of who designed some of them,
4 of them are signed by Louis Tiffany, the brother of the jeweler.
but how they colorfully capture the story of Cleveland.
One of the final 4 windows that were put in was purchased by Vernon Stouffer of Stouffer Foods, who was a member here.
Stauffer stepping up to the plate to help keep the Indians in Cleveland. This window honors that effort.
The Cleveland Stadium is in one of our stained glass windows, which is, I think, a highlight of a tour coming to visit Old Stone.
There's also a nod to the steel mills that helped build this country,
Smokestacks honoring Cleveland's industry.
while material objects help tell the story of Old Stone and our city.
It is an iconic building.
It's truly the people who have practiced their faith here who leave a long-lasting legacy.
The people of the church that stepped out of themselves and agreed to, look at the ills of society of whatever generation you want to talk about. And Old Stone Church has always reached out to community.
From the Civil War,
This place became a place where refugees from the South who had no place to go could find a sense of home.
to World War II, when the Japanese were placed in internment camps.
They were in Cleveland, and people at Old Stone Church welcomed them here.
During times of peace, members of the church, with names like Higbee, Severance, and Sherwin, also stepped up to help the homeless living in slums downtown.
It may have been a prominent church, but it was a prominent church with a heart for people who had real human need.
That commitment, unwavering with every emotional moment in history, like the assassination of Martin Luther King Jr. and the attacks on 9/11.
There was just an outpouring from the buildings, and they came over here. Our church doors were open, coming to church for support, for comfort, trying to make sense of a tragedy. The same thing happened again with 9/11. The church was open, and people came in.
2 centuries and a pair of pandemics later,
We've tried real hard to keep our doors open through all these times.
Old Stone Church stands stronger than ever.
Can you imagine a church, same location, for 200 years? It's awesome. It's awesome.
Those carrying on its legacy, focused on their faith and fellow man.
What it has done in the past, it will do more of in the future.
Reporting in Cleveland, Mike Brookbank, News 5.